This is one of my friend's CV and she wanted to apply for a social media marketing job. Now she might be best suited for the role and I'm not denying that. But because her CV is not showing that, she might get rejected. Back when I was in my first year of college, I had written over 20 to 30 different CVs for getting an internship. As a fresher, you might not have a lot of experience to show on your resume, and that is a problem that I faced as well. And I've seen a number of such CVs and resumes which can be improved exponentially by just following a few simple rules. Hello guys, this is Solanki and today we'll be talking about how to write a perfect CV or a resume. We'll be going over each part of the resume to make it perfect, and by the end of the video you will have a professional looking CV that you can use to land your first job. So the first thing that I want to talk about over here is the platform from which you can use free templates for a CV. Google Docs is my favorite place to go for any such documents, and it has a bunch of resume templates to choose from. You can even use Microsoft Word or any other software for it. Now I would recommend you to go with the serif resume because that is mostly used in the professional settings. So the first thing that you'll see over here are the contact details and name. A major mistake that I see most people commit is including their profile picture in their CV. I used to do the same, but when you're applying for a professional job, it might not be the best thing to do and will just end up taking space. Usually in many companies there are strict rules regarding discrimination, and this might force the recruiter to just toss your CV out in fear of them. So be straight to the point and do not include your profile picture in your CV. After this, for your contact details, make sure to include your home address, phone number and an email address as well. You can also include a website of your own here. If you want to know how to make your own portfolio website for free, then you can check this particular video out in which I've talked about the same. As for the emails, many of us have been using our emails that were created back when we were kids. It does not look good when applying for a job, so make sure you're using an email which contains your name only. After this, you need to add a one-liner to describe yourself. Say you're a blockchain developer, then add that to your one-liner. A general thumb rule to follow over here is to add at least 3 things to summarize your entire profile. Next up, we have the experience section. Of course, if you're a fresher, you might think you don't have any experience to write in a CV, but that is not the case at all. I'll come back to it later, but before I do that, let's first see the general rules you need to follow while writing this section. The first thing is to only include relevant experiences. If you're applying to become a blockchain developer, then adding irrelevant information like coming first in a lemon and spoon race should be completely avoided. Other than this, try to add in numbers and facts about your experiences. For example, if you've worked on creating a mobile app before, write down the things like how many downloads it had and the number of active users and so on, instead of just saying that you've worked on so and so project. Many people have this misconception that if you're a fresher, you by default have no experience whatsoever and hence you can't apply for jobs or internships. However, that's not true at all, and I can tell you this because my first internship was in my first year itself, and you can basically watch this particular video if you want to know more about it. But what can you add in the experience section as a fresher? Write down all the things that even remotely show that you're interested and have been working in building your skills in that specific field. To give you an example, say you're applying for a social media management position. Here your relevant experiences would be if you've handled any social media pages, for instance, have you been using Instagram or any other social media apps for a while and exploring its features? Yes, even these things can go in for your experience. Even if you've attended any seminars or workshops, they can even be included here as well. After this, we come over to the skills section. Here you can write your relevant skills to the job. For example, if you're applying for a tech position, write down all the programming languages that you know, all the frameworks and all of those things. However, if you're applying for a sales job, you might want to write down your interpersonal skills, communication skills in this section. Of course, this will change depending on the position that you're applying to, but try to write down as many hard skills as possible like SEO marketing, data analytics, instead of writing things like teamwork, time management and so on. A general thumb rule to follow is to see if you can break down a skill into multiple others. For example, if for time management you're building automated systems using a software like Zapier, then include that instead of writing time management. Other than this, many people make the mistake of judging their skills by themselves. For example, they give stars based on on how well they know a particular skill. It's like giving an exam and then grading it by yourself. This is not required at all, and the recruiter himself will judge if you're good at the skill that you've mentioned or not based on other things in the CV like experience, projects, and so on. Well, don't tell anyone this, but they are actually paid to do that. Make sure you use all of these pointers to add spark to your profile, especially when it comes to the skills section. And with that spark, let me talk about Sunstone Eduversity. They are the associate sponsors of Lucknow Super Giants, which is one of the teams in the IPL itself. To celebrate this, they have come out with a scholarship worth over 4 crore rupees. You really need to check them out. Now, Sunstone has a bunch of courses that they offer. These courses include MBA, BBA, MCA, and even PGDM. If you're someone who's looking to take admissions, then this is the place you need to go. They have campuses in Bangalore, Pune, Jaipur, well, basically all over India. Now, this scholarship amount will be renewed after every match. So make sure you do not miss out on this opportunity and apply for the scholarship by clicking the link in the description box below. Now we come over to the project section. In this section, you can include all the projects that you might have built over the years. If you're applying for a tech job, then these can be your mobile or web apps or any other projects that you've worked on. But what if you've not worked on any of the projects? In that case, you might have gotten some mini projects to build during your degree or even publish your own papers. You can add all of these things here, including those research papers with relevant information about the same. Make sure you use pointers and not paragraphs of text to describe them. Next up, we have certificates and awards. It becomes extremely important to have certificates when it comes to applying for a job, as this is the first thing that will help you stand out from the rest. You can check the links in the description box of this video to look at some of the certified courses that you can pursue. You can even get certified courses on the Student Samaj platform, and the first course on the basics of crypto and blockchain is already out, so do check it. If you're applying to a company which operates in the blockchain or crypto space, it will be immensely important for you to get such a certificate to show your authenticity. Apart from this, you can also include awards in this section to showcase your achievements. Try to include only relevant awards and those recognized at a bigger level than the ones you get in school or college events. Of course, I'm not trying to demean any of it, but you need to be ruthless while making your CV and only include things that will catch the recruiter's attention. Last up, we have the education section. Now here you can add your school and your college name and also the grades for the same. Say you had secured 99% in your 10th board exams, then you can add it over here. Same goes with the college as well. However, if you're still in college and are applying for a job, then you can enter the average grades that you've received till now, or you can even leave it blank. Other than this, make sure you don't add too many details about your school or your college. I've seen some people who write the entire address of their schools or colleges in this part just so that their CV can look filled. Don't do this, because this will just end up with the recruiter tossing your CV in the bin. If you're a fresher, then you can keep the education section at the top. However, a strong CV usually has it down below. This is because if you have a lot of experience in the field and have done notable projects that make you stand out from the rest, then that is what the recruiter would want to see first rather than your grades. Of course, education matters a lot in order to show that you can get the job done and are sincere and smart. However, if you think from the recruiter's perspective, the skills and the projects that you've worked on are what's going to tell him or her that you're suitable for the job. Now, some additional points and tips that you need to keep in mind when you write your own resume or your CV. The first thing is to make sure that the CV has only 1 or 2 font variations at max. Also, only use professional fonts while writing the CV. Do not use fonts like Comic Sans over here. Apart from this, an important thing is to keep different CVs for different and separate positions. Say for example, you've applied for a web developer position, then keep a separate CV for that and have another CV made just for any other technical positions that you might apply to, like mobile app development. The experiences and the projects that you mention in both of these CVs should be different. Another thing that is often overlooked is not being straight to the point. A good CV is where you've written all the relevant experiences, skills, projects, and so on. But a great one is where you've backed them up with real data instead of describing them in detail. Now once you follow all of these things right from the start till the end, you can in no time land a job in your dream company, provided you've actually worked for it as well. If you've learned anything from this video, then please press the like button and subscribe to the channel by pressing the bell icon so that this video can reach a lot of new people. And also check this video out where I talk about how to make your own portfolio website right from scratch, because right now having a CV or a resume in the PDF format is not enough.